There is, see, there is more than one CERN. On every continent, there is CERN, and they're all trying to open up these portals. And by opening up all the portals, disrupts everything going on in the rest of the world. Volcanic stuff's going on. You just have to look at it. It is all created. None of this happens naturally. And you only have to go back through history and look at people that have actually dug through the history. There seems to be a reoccurring cycle of every 138 years. There seems to be something, and this is where they're rewriting history, that making things covered up, and they're removing the old world technology. You know,
Well,
so
it's hold on. Between me and you, okay, just between me and you sending me articles and stuff, and then I send you back a link saying, "Hey, we made a video about that 7, 8 years ago." We're recycling
yes,
history now every 7, 8 years. That's how pathetic and desperate these people are getting.
correct. Because they see what they do is they put it in movies, they put it in media, because once they've made it clear by visual extraction, you may see it, but you'll be distracted with something else. It's like subliminal messaging. By them putting it out there, it releases their karma.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to you making a decision, because you've dismissed it so openly, the karma is back on you.
Right.
That's why people like you and me who decided, no, 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 we're not following the narrative that they're pushing on us. We are not going to take the risk of them telling us that this is good for us and it's for our benefit. Shove that. We know better than that. We're not stupid. And
Mm-hmm.
we're the ones who got criticized, alienated, bullied, screamed at. I can't tell you the arguments I had with my daughter over it.
The big
And
great
yet,
family divide. It's happening in Australia where you are too, just like in Canada, New Zealand, and the UK. They won. These globalists are winning the divide game. This divide war they're creating, they're winning. Now it's going to be water wars. We're going to be divided by water. Watch. They're going to divide the household by water. It was global warming. It was climate change. It was acid rain. Trump blew a fart. It's one after another after another. Now they're going to divide us with water. They did the whole Israel thing. Ukraine. Water's next. Go ahead.
well, it doesn't matter what they choose to throw in our face. It's what we choose to run with. And
Yes.
that's the sad fact. We are being bombarded by information that we've got to screen to what is relevant to us and our core beliefs. And so many of us are trapped in this cycle of thinking, oh my God, this is the way it has to go. No, 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 no. People forget we have a lot of power within us to make the change. It's just that some of us are just so lazy and confused we don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is why your group is so important, Mike. You might only have a collective of 2,000 people, but they're all switched on.
We're a 100 man
Every
army, 100 man army, and
you've
we got
heard of the
99 watching right now. We're missing one of our family. One of our family's missing, but we're at 99. We're the 100 man army.
yeah, it's you've heard of the 100 monkey cycle, haven't you?
Probably sometime in my life, yes.
Very simple, they um, dropped coconuts or fruit or something on an island, and they taught two of those monkeys to go down to the water to wash them off. And those two monkeys taught the whole island. And as soon as the 100 monkey had learnt that process,
Mm-hmm.
they then went to another island that had no exposure, and every monkey on that island characteristically followed the same pattern. It's like we're all intrinsically linked. So again, the 100 monkey syndrome. And this is why we're here today, because not only are we scattered, but we're also trying to break that division so that we can all come together to make that change.
Right.
Because deep down in our souls, we know there's something in the background. We can feel it lurking like a big shadow, but we can't fear it. We all have to stand our ground and make boundaries. And the only way we can do that is have the confidence in ourselves to know in our hearts that we as good people are not going to be pursued in the same manner that these people around the world making the rules are doing. We are going to stand here belligerent and say, no, we don't comply. We do not agree. and our families are important. Back off. Back off.
Family is everything. Family is first and foremost the most important thing, and that's why these globalists, these wannabe elitists, these pathetic losers that give themselves awards because no one else will give them an award. These pathetic losers that make award shows to give each other awards are dividing our families at the house, right at the household, right at room to room in the house. They're in our rooms in our houses. They are dividing us. They are making us stop talking to each other. And the great family divide has been a big war that's been going on. And if they could destroy the family and divide it, they know they could start pushing their agendas in. Now, I understand what you're telling me. Yes, we know, we get it. We're following. They're putting things out in front of us. It's what we choose to run with. Yes, but there's a lot that are going to fall for it. That's the problem.
Again, we can't fix everyone, Mike. We can't fix everyone. For example, on the trip, people seemed to gravitate towards me, and I didn't know why. But again, there were so many people on that boat that were miserable, unhappy, complaining about simple things in life. And I thought, wow, you spent so much money to come on this cruise and you're sitting here complaining. Flip it around and look at it as something different, you know. And in the end, Mike, I must have been, I don't know, very popular because I did 30 palm readings and I just had people walking all over me going, can you read my palm?
Whoa.
So that was a highlight for me. And an example, like, as I keep trying to say to Craig, let yourself grow. Don't be held back by other people's beliefs in you and things that, comments made in the past that may have hurt your ego. Sorry, bigger than that. Hi, Mike's kids. Hi. But that was the thing. We're all driven by ego, and that's the scary thing about what's going on in the world at the moment. Anyway, a young lass happened to come and sit at the table with us.
Mm-hmm.
And she currently works in the casino and has been working in the casino for the last 27 years. After we finished watching one of the shows on the ship, we happened to walk past the roulette table. And they're all making their bets, and I waited until the lady rolled the marble. And I happened to say it's going to be 17 black. Well, sure as hell, it came out 17 black.
Whoa.
Everyone at the table looked at me in absolute astonishment going, what? How did you do that? So I went, okay, I'll do it again, but you have to place your bets first. All placed their bets, waited for the marble to spin, and I went, it's going to be red 4. Sure again, it was 4.
Mm-hmm.
This girl that works in Star City Casino said to me, you have 1 in 38 chance of getting that right, and you did it twice in a row. Can you do it again? And I went, yes, because I'm only predicting the numbers I see in my head. If I was to go and place a bet on that myself, I would instantly lose because the gift is lost, because I'm trying to benefit from it.
Right, because you're trying to benefit from it.
Correct. So I share my gift with other people without expecting any gain.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, I'll do it one last time just to satisfy your urge. So I let them place all their bets, let her spin the marble, and I said it's going to be black 22. And sure enough, it came out as black 22.
Wow.
And she said to me, had you put a $50 bet down on that table, you would have walked around $1,700 richer.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, had I placed that $50 bet, I also would have walked away $50 shy because the gift would have been lost because of profit.
Right. Wow.
So this is how we have to think. We have to think.
I never thought of it that way, actually.
Yeah. Well,
I never did.
That's like I'm trying to get Craig to open his mind more in not just how he expresses himself, but how he sees himself. And that will open more channels to his songwriting and his ability, and also help him connect with his creative muse as well. Mm-hmm. Just like I want to do a card reading for you, I've got a couple set up for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've shuffled my deck. Let me pull out 3 cards for you, okay?
Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Go ahead.
Okay. The first one I've pulled out says Destiny. And on the picture of the card, it has a woman with her hands placed above her heart.
Mm-hmm.
And behind her is a mandala, which is resonating for peace, and is also saying, because you speak from the heart,
Mm-hmm.
anything that you want to put out there is actually making a difference to others. So cards never lie.
So I have a picture of
The
the card.
second,
I have a picture of the card right here. There it is, the Destiny card. And there is a
yep.
woman
So
putting her hand over her heart. Okay.
yep. So yep. And that again, it signifies that you are speaking your mind. You are channeling the team of collective that we have here today, and you're speaking the truths. And by speaking your truths, everyone is gravitating towards what they need to hear.
Okay.
Okay, the next card out is number 9, which is spiritual strength. And by what we're doing, you can see it's a priest, and behind him it's a Buddha, and he's holding up a lintel like a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And behind him he has the circle, which represents everything as a culminated field.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's suggesting to us is exactly what I just spoke of. Letting our intuition not only guide us, but also help us connect to the ones that need that guidance as well. Okay, the next one out is fertility. And you'll see a lady that has wind-blown hair,
Mm-hmm.
a circle around her face, her green light above her heart again. All these green represent your heart chakra. And you'll see that she has her hands cupped. This card represents everything can grow if you seed it right. The information that we are sharing as a collective is reaching the right people and making them change their ideas, the way they think,
Mm-hmm.
and also how they judge other people, because they're now relying on how they feel with their heart, not with their head. There you are, my dear. I hope that was
That was
different for you.
pretty interesting. At least I didn't get the death card or, a lot of the bad ones that could come up and the bad omens and bad stuff. That's good.
They're not really bad. Death just means transformation. It just means the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one.
Of course.
Completely changing, like a butterfly comes from chrysalis into butterfly. So, yeah, never. And the tower just means you're going to have disruptions that come along that are really going to shake you on your path and make you take a step back and think, but nothing destructive in the way of, something that's going to hurt you deliberately or something like that.
Yeah.
But yes, that's my predictions for you. And again, it's not just you thinking bigger, Mike. It's, again, all of these things that are trying to hold you back too. It's those barriers and boundaries that you keep trying to smash through, but there's limitations. And my suggestion to you is, I know it's very important to you to get the message out there to say, listen, I'm being subdued, I'm being cancelled, I'm being this. At the same time, you've got to let that go. You've got to sit there and go, okay, the material I'm going to bring out now is more important than anything that I've put out in the past, because it's now, it's relevant, and it's for the collective. Even though you've done all of this stuff in the past, you can't do anything about it now. Focus on the future.
But what's really weird is that when the future is already stuff we've already talked about, that's what's bizarring me. And that's what the CID is, controlled information distribution. That's what's throwing me for a huge curveball. It's not like it wasn't a problem before, but now they're front and centering it after the damage has been done. That's what's pissing me off. Because it could have been fixed 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, you've got to let it go, because the more you hang on to it, the more it's going to keep dragging you back into that situation. Let it go. Just like Elsa, let it go, let it go.
That's a good song.
It's
yeah.
like an invisible string tied around your foot. The more you think about it, the more the weight gets heavier. Let it go.
All right. I'll do that. I promise. All right.
I hope you do.
I will.
I wish everybody a very, very happy and Merry Christmas with their family and friends. Stay safe and enjoy the upcoming new year. And Mike, all the blessings to you. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your show
Of
and
course.
part of the collective group.
Of course. God bless you.
And you
Merry
too, Mike.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Bye for now.
Goodbye. That is Gold Dust out of Australia. She was on a hiatus, aka vacation down under. Well, she lives down under, but she went on a nice cruise, and she sent me some really cool photos.